Guys, welcome back in. Oh, it's been a long day today. Um, so, today we're gonna be talking about my thoughts on the human experience. Now, first off, I should probably define at least my definition of the human experience, because the whole concept of the human experience is not contributed, interpreted in different ways by different people. The way I interpret the human experience is simply the thing we all share in common. The thing that almost everybody will experience in their lifetime. And in my opinion, just general lifestyle sort of things. Like, the part of the human experience is dealing with society, dealing with mental health, dealing with figuring out your place in this world, or choosing to not deal with that. That's all, in my opinion, what the human experience is composed of. Now, one thing particularly want to touch on in the human experience is mistakes. Because mistakes are such a common part of everybody's life. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody screws up here or there. And the whole point of mistakes, in the end, is to be able to look at your mistakes and move on. That's the whole point. It's just like a lesson. You want to learn it, and then you can be able to not touch the content, the material ever again. That's sort of the way the mistakes work. If you make a mistake and you don't learn from your mistake, well, you'll probably end up making the same mistake time and time again. I've caught myself a handful of times in that vicious cycle of just mistake after mistake, the same one over and over again. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And to be frank, I still don't have an answer. I should have just learned from it. I should have said, hey, this is wrong. And it's very much so part of the human experience for us to not admit we need to improve. It's so hard for us as peoples to just say that we're wrong, to say that we messed up, to say that maybe the method we're doing things isn't right. It's just a naturally human thing to believe everything you do is better than everything everybody else does. And that's a terrible way of thinking, first off. And it's not really going to get you anywhere. If you're constantly thinking you're better, you never take criticisms from other people, you're really going to get stuck somewhere, especially if you're still not learning from the mistakes, like I mentioned earlier. If you're not learning from your mistakes and you're not taking advice from other people, you're just going to be stuck in life. And as sad as that may be, there are people in the world like that, and I feel like there are far too many. And a lot of those people are people we would consider successful in today's society. So, that's just an interesting thing to think about. And I really make this video because, again, I've talked about this video concept in a couple of my other videos. But it's just so human to be wrong, but it's just so human to never admit it. And I think that needs to be changed. There are a lot of things I think need to be changed. That's why you're going to get a lot of these videos. But if we, and in a certain way, the fact that we as a society can't change to make us correct ourselves is almost just ironic. If we can't admit we're wrong to admitting we're wrong, like, am I the only one who sees the irony in that? But yeah, it's the way this whole society that at least I live in, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for almost everybody else out there that we live in. And and like, again, as much as we want to change that, as much as it should be changed, the politicians, I should say, they so don't want to be wrong they don't even want to change it so that they can be wrong without being ridiculed. You know, it's an odd circle, odd cycle of wrong after wrong. And, you know, it feeds into itself, it does. As much as a lot of things in life do. So yeah, I thought I would be able to talk about this for a lot longer. Yeah, I guess I should talk about the other topic I wanted to do, make it a 2-in-1 video. Writing. Oh, writing. So, if you don't know by now, I very much so enjoy writing. Writing is where I feel safe. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Writing is where I enjoy myself. It's the one skill set that I have that doesn't really feel wrong, you know? And, you know, every time, I feel like with anything you're skilled in, every time you do it, you're gonna get better. And I feel like people don't realize that in time to get better before they quit. Which is another thing to talk about later. And I kind of already have talked about in my creativity and big dreams video, or whatever it was called. But in writing, my skill set has always been oriented towards hooks and characters. And I feel like that's just, it's odd the way that, you know, how unique writings can be. Because if you read a book from Tolkien, per se, and then from J.K. Rowling, they're extremely different writing styles. And it's just so interesting to me that we all use the same words, we all write the same language, but we all write differently within the bounds of that language, and I just found that interesting. I know me, I write run-on sentences, to be entirely frank with you. There has never been a project or a book or a writing assignment, whatever, that it hasn't been riddled with run-on sentences. And I'm not exactly sure why that is, but that's just something that I do. It's quite odd, indeed, I must admit. But it's just sort of a stylistic choice, I guess. You'll probably be able to read one of my works that I'm not gonna continue with. It's real old. I can also share a couple other things with the community. I might be making a community Discord here soon because of all of these things, so keep a lookout for that. No, prospecting, I guess. Keep a lookout for that Discord link. That should be coming sometime relatively soon. But yeah, I feel like writing is just such a very unique thing in the way styles work. And again, my styles are very much keeping readers' attention. At least that's what I've heard from other people. I don't have any professionals looking at my work yet. I'm not that far into it. I'm still in high school. My longest project right now is 30 pages long. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest writer ever. I just find it intriguing that very similar types of writing can sound so different, feel so different, depending on who's writing them. You know, if I write a story, say those characters get a whole lot of depth to them, you get real invested in them, but I really just can't make the events really entertaining, because I feel like, keyword there is feel. I feel like my main problem writing, nobody has said that I have this problem, is making entertaining, like, subplots, like small side adventures. I have never been good at those. And I know plenty of people who are, and plenty of people have... Actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because they haven't yet. Nobody has told me that's a problem. And I feel like maybe it's not a problem. I feel like that's another thing to note about the human experience, is that we tend to criticize ourselves a whole lot more than others. Like, I've seen it countless times, whether I'm singing in choir, I always feel like I'm off pitch, but everybody thinks I'm doing just fine. Whether I am, writing a book, I feel like, maybe that encounter was kind of dry, but nobody says that. And I asked them, did this feel kind of dry? And they all said, no, not really. I was like, I'm kind of surprised, because that felt dry to write, you know? But we do. We definitely judge ourselves a lot harsher than we judge others. And that could be another point of change, you could argue, in our society. Just being able to judge ourselves and the works of other people to the same standard. But I'm just not sure if that's something we can, like, do as a race. Like, it might just be the way our brain's wired, because I'm pretty sure everybody does it to some degree. So, I guess that's another one of those life lessons we were talking about is, maybe you are doing better than you think you are. Maybe you are doing, just a little bit better than you might be seeing in your own head, because I feel like I speak for most people whenever I say that that's true. But I could just be making stuff up. That's again another big part of the human experience, is just like, you won't know everything ever, and it's just like, a lot of people want to know everything. Like, I know I want to know everything. I mean, well, do I? Do I really? But I would like a lot of knowledge. But, just how achievable is that, How much can one person really learn? All things to think about while mining here in Dome Keeper. See, usually the run is done by now, so I'm really scraping for things to say. But yeah, back onto the writing topic though. I think everybody should give creative writing a shot, because creative writing and writing, like for your English class are very drastically different. Like, I don't think I've ever really enjoyed anything I've done for any sort of writing class, but I thoroughly enjoy writing for fun. Okay, there it is. Alright, we'll be done with this soon. I guess I should say this now, but if you are enjoying this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, leave a subscribe. All of these things, remember, are to enable a community, not just for people to view me. So, if you have anything to contribute to the conversation, please put it down in the comments. I know I'm an awkward commenter, and it's okay. Right here on this channel, you're fine. If you word it a little weirdly. Well, I think most people who will come to this comment section will understand what you're trying to get at. But, yeah. Yeah, keep a lookout for that Discord. Keep a lookout for new videos. I have begun to make these videos scheduled videos instead of just posting them whenever I feel like recording 3 of them in a row, so I'll probably be posting this one sometime tomorrow, the 18th of October. Whenever I'm recording this, well, it will be tomorrow. But I guess I'm gonna thank you guys all for watching. Yeah, I feel like I'm just repeating myself now. Also, I would just suggest, if you do like this sort of content, don't just stick to my channel. There are plenty of other people that do this sort of content, and I really enjoy. Could not recommend them enough. I don't have any specific names to name, but you can just check that out. Yeah. So that has been me. Thank you guys all for watching. See you next time.